Hey, good morning, everybody. This is an extra this morning. So I told you in our Bible study this morning I was thinking about doing an extra teaching about dinosaurs. So this is that extra teaching. It may take a couple of episodes of this for me to get all the way through everything that I want to share with you. But I'm going to start this morning by talking about dragons or dinosaurs, okay? So, what are the evolutionary theories about dragons or dinosaurs? First of all, these theories begin with the Big Bang. The Big Bang theory excludes God, and so the scientist and the atheist, and they have to have some reason for a beginning for us. So they say that in the beginning there was nothing, it exploded, and turned into everything. Makes perfect sense. Dinosaurs, they say, existed or evolved millions of years ago before mankind evolved. And after their existence for ever how many millions of years, they all died out. And there's a lot of different theories out there about how they died out or why they died out and all those things. Now they present a proof, their proof for these animals living millions of years ago are the dating methods that they use to date the rock around where they find the fossil bones. These dating methods, though, have been disproven many times. They stick with these dating methods because it agrees with their thinking. They don't want to accept, or they can't accept a young earth theory or proof because everything that they believe depends on the earth being millions and even billions of years old. So how do we know that these dating methods are wrong? Well, first of all, there's a lot of different ways of dating material. Now, of the dating methods, there's probably 90% of those dating methods that give a young age to the earth. They're discluded because they don't agree with the theories of the scientists and that sort of thing. So here's an evidence for that being their dating methods being wrong. Rock was taken from a lava flow at Mount St. Helens that erupted. I think it was 1980, but it was about that time. So they took the rock out of this lava flow when they knew the date of it. And they put it through all of their tests, and it came back to be millions of years old. So we know that at the very least, their dating methods are suspect. So that is those theories about dinosaurs, about evolution. So let's move to some biblical truth about dinosaurs. Okay? First of all, the word dinosaurs not mentioned in the Bible at all. Why is that? Why is it that we don't hear anything about dinosaurs? I had a lady tell me one time that she didn't believe in dinosaurs. And I said, why not? And she says, not mentioned in the Bible, so they can't be. And I said, no, who told you they weren't mentioned in the Bible? So anyway, she had decided that she wasn't going to believe in dinosaurs at all. But the word dinosaur was not used until the 1840s and 50s. There was a gentleman there who coined the phrase dinosaur, which means terrible lizard, or powerful, fearful, monstrous lizard. So what were dragons? Terrible lizards. Okay. So before that time, of course, the King James Version of the Bible was printed in 1611, and from there you have some revisions made and that sort of thing. But in the King James Bible, dragons are mentioned at least 22 times in the King James Version. Now, in the book of Revelation, Satan is called a dragon, I think it's 13 times in the book of Revelation. Excluding all of those times, still 22 times in the Bible, it talks about dragons. So let's go back to creation. All right, because dragons are mentioned in the Bible, they were literal, actual animals that the writers wrote about. So dinosaurs and dragons were created on day 6. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 25, it says, "And God made the beasts of the earth," everything that creeps. We know that they lived because we have the evidence of them living. So God created them on day 6 when he created all the other land animals and mankind. Now, some people will say, well, if God created dinosaurs at that time, why didn't they eat everything else? It's because originally they ate only plants. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 30, it says, "To every beast of the field, every beast of the earth, I have given every green herb for food." That's God saying that. So in the beginning, all animals, mankind, ate only fruits and vegetables. Plants of the field, the herbs of the field is what the scripture says. So dinosaurs were created on day 6. They lived in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. And there had to be dinosaurs on the Ark of Noah, because we know that they lived after the flood as well. Okay, so all the animals, every person that wasn't on the ark died in the flood, and that's where we find our fossils in the remains, in the evidence of the global flood. That's where we find all of our fossils. The fossils have to be buried quickly and in a mineral-rich environment in order for them to be fossilized. So a perfect example of fossilization is, through floodwaters, when things are covered quickly and that sort of thing. Whenever an animal dies and just lays out in the field, it isn't fossilized. It has to be covered in some mineral-rich soil or something like that in order for it to fossilize. So what we see, the evidence that we see, points us to the global flood, and all of the animals that were fossilized most likely at that time died and were covered by the floodwaters. Now, let's get to some historical evidence for dragons. There's many dragon legends from all over the world. You say, well, Brother Jeff, give us an example of some. Here's a book, Dragons, Legend and Lore of Dinosaurs. All right, we have this in our church library. If you want to look at this, this is designed for kids, but it's great for adults as well, because it's got some really good information in there. It tells you a lot of stories where people recorded accounts in history where people experienced dragons, dinosaurs. Another one, Dinosaur Challenges and Mysteries. All right, that's a great one. It's in our church library also. You can pick that up and look at those. Here's something that I wanted to read to you. Many eyewitness accounts about dinosaurs all over the world. There were cave paintings, there was drawings even in North America of dinosaurs on cave walls. So how did those without Google, how did those without the information that we have today know about dinosaurs? They saw them and they drew them. They drew horses, they drew buffalo, they drew all kinds of animals. They drew dinosaurs as well. Now, let me get to this. Here's a quote from The Great Dinosaur Mystery Solved by Ken Ham, the book that I have, and you can check it out at our library also. This is what it says. A 90% complete T-Rex skeleton was found in 1988 by Kathy Wankel in Macomb County, Montana. In 1990, a crew from the Montana State University Museum of the Rockies excavated the nearly complete skeleton. It has been on display at the Museum of Bozeman in Bozeman, Montana, while it was going through preparation. This is the specimen in which Mary Schweitzer of Montana State University found the red blood cells in the particularly unfossilized femur. These red blood cells provide excellent evidence that these fossils are not millions of years old, but are no more than a few thousand years old. Now, we have the evidence, but most people don't want to admit it. We know God created them. We know they're mentioned in the Bible as dragons, and there's evidence pointing to a lot of recent activity, and when I say recent, 400 or 500 years in the past, of dinosaurs, dragons. All right, so the next video that I do, we're going to look into Scripture, and we're going to see accounts, we're going to see more evidences of dinosaurs in the Scripture. Hang in there. We're going to go through this study together. All right. God bless you. Have a great day.